This is Single, Saved, and Growing, where we share the real life of single life with open and honest conversations with Queen Kai and Madam Tjay. Hey, y'all. Back. Hey, y'all. What's going on? Hey, y'all. I hope y'all are doing okay today. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're in peace and that the Lord is with you. Just know that.
Amen.
Amen. I guess somebody needs to hear that today. Just know that He is with you always, every step of the way. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so today we are talking about how singleness has evolved over the years, over the time, because it has changed in many ways. So we did a poll on Facebook to ask our Facebook friends, what is their least favorite thing and what is their favorite thing about being single? Mm-hmm. So, Tjay, what is one of your favorite things about, when you were single, if you are single, you're single and dating.
Right, because why is it so,
right.
But anyway, my favorite thing about being single, and even still, it still kind of works for now a little bit. Not really. But my favorite thing about being single when I was like single was how much money I spent on myself. Like, I'm telling you, I bought shoes all the time. I bought purses all the time. I bought stuff for my house. Like, I always was going to Burlington or Ross, picking up this and this and this for my house, buying covers, and buying food. Like, I really spent a lot of money on myself. I really did. But like, now that I'm in a relationship, I use my money for dates. I use my money for, like, I buy him gifts. I'll probably go to Walmart and just like pick him up something when I'm getting dog food or something like that. Like, I spend it on that. Or like, if we want to do a trip together, like now I used to just plan trips for me and you. Mm-hmm. And now I got to plan trips for me and you and then me and him. Like, so it's like, I just spend my money in a different place, which is not bad. It's not bad, but I was like, I ain't bought no shoes in a minute. Like, why is that? And so when you made the post, I was like, oh, it really made me think about where my money has been going.
Yeah. I'll say one of my favorite things about being single is the sleep, okay? Oh, let me tell you something. Once you start talking to somebody, y'all on the phone all night long. Y'all always talking on the phone, which is a good thing. I'm a talker. I love to talk. But all I'm saying is, I feel like you get a little bit more sleep when you're alone because you're not staying up all night talking. Mm-hmm. You're not, going on dates, because when you go on dates, y'all out all night long. You don't want to leave each other. So you still talking and you don't sleep. Okay? You don't sleep.
You're trying to cram in every minute you can.
Every minute.
You're trying to cram it in. Because me and my boyfriend, we're both entrepreneurs. So it's like either we working, or we not. So whenever we not working, if we not trying to spend time with our family or got church or whatever, like, we trying to squeeze in as much time as we can together. So,
yeah. Okay, let's read some of these comments. Somebody said my favorite thing is being courted. I love that. I love that because, yes, court me. Court me, okay? I'm so old school. Like, I really want to go back to the 50s, okay? Where we courted and you came to the doorstep with the flowers for the parents and said, can I date your daughter? Like, I so want that so bad. Like, okay, and that was just a date. That wasn't even for marriage or whatever. Right. But then they wasn't wasting no time. They was shipping you up. You was getting married in 2 weeks.
Right, you had one date, if that, and then you was married next week.
And the chaperone on the day.
Yes, the chaperone on the day.
Because now some of y'all do need chaperones because y'all know y'all need some help, accountability, like we talked about last time. Go back to chaperone dating for real. But anyway, yeah, I love that. I love that. Being courted. Somebody said, when I was single, I was truly learning to love myself. Mm-hmm. And when you start dating, you don't really know who you are. But the best benefit in enjoying the singleness is truly finding out the real you. Oh, this is so good. I think that just really reminded me about how when I was younger and dating and how once I got with my boyfriend, it's like both of y'all, you change. Like, you change a little bit because you're trying to match them and they trying to match you. But sometimes when you get to that point, you can do it so much to where you lose yourself. And it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. And even if it's like, only here or there, but you just have to make sure that you maintain you, like, because you're doing stuff you don't do no more. You're doing new things. You're talking a different way. I remember it was me, like, when we were younger days, like, you talking like me. You took my words. Right. That's what I say, like, but that's how you knew you was locked in once y'all were talking like each other, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you just have to be mindful. You have to be mindful because it can be dangerous if you kind of take on too much of that person. You have to maintain self, and that's why it's important to know self, so you know you won't lose self.
Amen.
That's so good. All right. Doing what I want to do without having to consider anybody else or not doing anything at all.
That's good because like now, like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this. But it's like, okay, wait, now I gotta see when is he gonna get off work? Okay, if he get off on this at this time, then I can go do this, this, and that, and then we can meet up at this time and then go do blah, blah, blah. But if he not, then I gotta do blah, 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 blah. When before I could just get up, go do what I wanted to do and move around. And it's like, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just like, you just have a whole nother person to consider now in your everyday life. When before I would just do whatever I want to do. I would do hair all late into the middle of the night. Like I would, but now I'm like, okay, my boyfriend about to get off at 7. I need to wrap this up. So yeah, I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that.
That's good. I'll do this last one. And it's funny. I don't have to share my TV time. I think that's so funny, but I feel like in this day and age, we just watch TV on our phone. Right. So like you can watch whatever you want to watch. I'm watching what I want. And as long as we're spending quality time, that's okay with me. But it's like too, you know, you want to watch like how y'all watching Prison Break together. And now you like, don't leave me. And he like, you don't leave me. So now y'all got to make sure y'all watch it at the same time.
And then we never have time to sit and watch TV though. It doesn't work.
Help.
No, I completely get that. But we were talking about how dating has evolved. And I think about, even when I said that comment about how I spend my money is different, my grandma was like, why are you spending your money? She like, hold on, why are you spending your money? And I'm like, well, Gigi, like, he'll take me on a date, and then the next one, I'll take him on a date. Like, you know, we'll do it like that. I buy him gifts, he buys me gifts. Like, we are very equal when it comes to those kind of things. And my grandma like, that don't make sense. Like, make it make sense. He's supposed to be doing all the buying, doing all the dating, doing all the courting, doing all this. What you talking about? Like, you know? So I think like for my grandma's time, that's what it was. Like, it wasn't women, you know, doing all this. Like, they cooked, they cleaned. Some of them did work. Like, my Gigi, she worked all the time. But like, you know, it wasn't a lot of giving financial. It wasn't a lot of giving financially. Like, the woman's money was her money, or she took the husband's money and dispersed it, and that was it. But the women got to keep their little money. Like, oh, I know she got a little money on the side she think I don't know about, you know. So they didn't do that. But like for now, but now today's age, men ain't having that. Men are not having that. They want their equal parts, honey. Yes. Give them their equal parts. And it's fine. And I really truly love it. And I love, well, I'm a gift giver. Like, that is my love language. So I'm never gonna have a problem giving a gift. And so he also had to be receptive of that, because he wasn't ready for that, because he's also raised in he was raised by his grandpa mostly, like, you know, so he has like kind of traditional values. So he like, well, you gonna pay for my date? Well, let me go buy you some ice cream or something afterwards. Well, let me go do this. Like, he can't even, it was hard for him at the beginning to accept my gifts and my love, but like, you deserve that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I think, you know, we have this conversation a lot. Who's the prize? Who's the prize? But it's like, we both are. I'm the prize and he is the prize. So I'm going to treat him as such, and he should treat me as such. And if we're both doing that, then we got each other. We good. Right. Like, it shouldn't be so much, I'm going to do all of this and you're going to do all of that. Right. Like, it doesn't work like that in real life. It really doesn't. So, but yeah, that's good. Like, they are the prize, and they should receive things too. Now, the problem comes, it's only a problem when only one person is doing the giving and one person is doing the receiving. Now you have an issue. Now, and I want to be very clear on that, because a lot of times that's what, it's like it's either one or the other. It's like where men are always giving or the woman is always giving. Like, I haven't seen a lot of balance to where people are doing both, and that's very important. You don't want nobody taking advantage of you, men or women.
And how you know that you're getting that balance is when you're giving or when you're spending, you don't feel empty. Like, if every week y'all going on dates and you didn't spend your money every time, and you're like, okay, we can't go on a date now because I don't have no money. Like, if I spend my money this week, then next week I can be re-up. I can re-up and you can spend your money, but that's how you know if you are feeling drained, if you are feeling like, kind of feeling lacking in a certain area, you're not getting replenished. And that's how you know, okay, I may be giving a little bit too much. Let me take a step back, let me reevaluate. Let me look at how this is going and then address it. And if that person can rock with it, he like, oh, or she like, oh, I didn't realize that was happening. I'm sorry. Let me, do this. But if they like, because I need a man to do all this and this and that for me, it ain't the right one. Get off the train.
Get off the train.
Get off the train.
Get off the train. Yeah, that's good. And then I will say, if you're a man, if you like to provide financially and that's what you want to do, that's fine. That's fine. But you just make sure that you are receiving in different ways as well. Like, whatever your preference is, it's fine. Like, y'all don't have to be any kind of way. Like we talked about last episode, your relationships are unique. So that's okay. But just make sure that it's equal in some type of way, that whatever you're giving out in one way, that you're still receiving in another.
Right.
I think another way that relationships have evolved over time is that back then, people would marry for necessity. I need you, so I'm going to marry you. I
need you to save me from my family.
Whatever you have going on, I don't care. I'm going to accept you because I need you. And even if my parents need me to marry you, like whatever it was necessity. And now we like, I don't care. I don't need you. I don't need you.
I got my own money.
Yeah,
I got my own car.
2 jobs, work hard. Anyway, okay. Yes, we saying I don't need you, and which is not the case. Let me clarify, y'all.
Okay.
We need each other. We need each other. All right, we need each other, but we are not dependent. We don't have to be dependent. Okay, we don't have to be dependent, but we need each other. But back then, it was like you had to marry. So now we're in this mindset of like we don't need anybody. So I think that's kind of changing what singleness looks like and what relationships looks like, because we are becoming more independent, which is a good thing. But we also have to know is that I still need a man. Let me tell you.
Let me clarify.
I don't want to. I didn't put up this summer. Let me just tell y'all. I didn't have to put a fence back together, build my bed frame, build a dresser. Okay, and you know what? I'm sick of that. I don't want to do it no more. That is the last time. I'm not doing it. My dresser messed up right now, and I refuse to fix it because I don't want to do it no more. I need a man, okay? I need a man to help me. I could have put up something the other day. One of my, I'm trying to put up a frame in my house, and it's just too high. And I just can't do it. And it's still sitting there because I can't put it up. So I need somebody, okay? Listen, we need each other, all right? We need each other. So anyway, but yes, I think that's how it's changed. And then I think I've seen something too that where a man was saying like, women are being more choosy about how we're choosing men because we don't need them, right? And so now men, it's just like you think that you coming to the table. I got money. Okay, I got money too. So I think it's forcing us to make sure that we build ourselves up in these other areas, because this one thing ain't gonna work. I'm not looking for money only, okay? Or I'm not looking for your status. Right. I'm not looking for your job or the role that you play in your community. I don't care about none of that. I want to know about all of this. Who are you?
Come on.
What do you bring to the table? How do you make me feel? What do you look like? How do you operate with your friends? How do you operate with your coworkers? Like, how do you talk about people? Like, I'm interested in all of that. And so I don't care. I could care less about your money.
Right. I think one thing our godmother told us, that men are more than a wallet and their genital parts. And I feel like when she said that, like, it really changed my outlook, even though that's not what I was looking for specifically, but, kind of society and cultural norms kind of guide you to that, like, he's supposed to provide. And if you're not the type of person who wants to be homely, then all you're using men for is the other part. So I think, like, it really helped me to refocus my mind and, okay, I have to look at so much more. Like, I can't be satisfied with just these two things from a man. He has to give me much more than that. Yes. And I think men need to look at women like that too. Like, women are not just their genital parts and what they can do in the home. They're much more than that. How do they add to you? How do they make you feel safe in your mind? How can they be your sounding board? Can they nurture you? Can they love you? Like, they can't just be those two things. And so I feel like that really helped me to shift my mindset about what I wanted to look for in a man.
I think that's so good. I forgot about that. She did tell us that. And it really did change. It changed the way we think. So yeah, that's so good. Like, men and women, you are more than money and sex. You're more than that. You're so much more than that. And so I want you to find, I'm challenging you today to find out how much more. Where are you valuable to yourself? And then to give out. How are you valuable? What do you have? And you have so much more than that. So dig deep. Dig deep. Okay. One thing, how I see how singleness has changed over time. So I was talking to my aunt one time, my auntie, and so we were just talking about relationships and stuff like that. And I was saying like, I was telling this guy like I didn't want something, like whatever it was, I can't remember, but like I didn't like it. Like, no, I'm telling him. And she like, you told him that? I'm like, yes. She like, no. Like, you don't tell them anything. You don't tell them that. You do whatever. You fake it or whatever. You fake it till you make it. You do whatever they say. You don't say anything and you don't, like, almost like you don't even be yourself until you get the ring. And then when y'all get married, then you show him who you really are. Then you go crazy. I said, what? Ain't no way. She like, then you show him who you really are. But I'm just really thinking like, I wonder how many marriages are really like that. And they're like, dang, now I'm locked in for life and this is how she really is, or this is how he really is. Like back in the, women didn't have voices like that. So you did have to do, I remember my nanny telling me like how her husband, he didn't like, my grandpa didn't like the certain meat. What's she saying? Like he only liked steak?
Yeah, he didn't like chicken.
Oh yeah, he didn't like chicken. So she could never,
like any poor food he didn't want. Like anything that could be considered poor.
That's right. So she could never bring that home. And so if she was gonna cook chicken or something, it had to be when he was not there. Because even if he walked in the house and smelled it, he would be mad. And I'm just like, that's blowing my mind. Cause I'm like, no, my kids is about to eat this chicken. And if you want a steak and you keep buying steak, then I'll cook the steak. Right. But we need to be frugal and we need to look out for this whole family. So we can't all eat steak every day unless you got it like that. Right. So I'll cook you a steak, but I'm cooking these kids some chicken.
Some chicken nuggets.
And some chicken nuggets and some chili hot dogs. Okay? And I think like, and to me, I was so offended, like, but I really had to put myself in her shoes. Like, no. This man is bringing home the money. That she is his wife. Yeah. He's providing, protecting for her, and whatever she's doing for him. And this is their relationship, and this is their home. So yeah, she better not bring no poor meat up in his house. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they lived, and that's how it was. So like in this day and age, it's so much different. Like we have a voice and we voice how we feel and things like that. But it was not always like that.
Right.
It was not always like that. So I'm like, wow, I'm like, no, y'all gonna get this chicken, okay? And my husband bring the steak home, I'm gonna cook him some steak.
Okay.
But so it's just different. It's different. But I think what we can take away the most from how it's different till now is just being very intentional about what we're doing, about what we want, and communicating our wants and needs, and then it will be good. We have to be intentional. I think that's just what it really is. Be intentional, and we can't model our life after anybody else.
Yeah, we can't model our lives after anybody else. And remember what brought you value in your singleness. Like, what made you valuable to yourself as a single person? But that's the challenge, right? The challenge is to find out what makes you valuable other than your genitals and money. Right. So what makes you valuable? And then let's stand on that. Let's stand on that and not compromise.
Yeah. And not compromise. Thank you guys.
Have a good night or morning
or day.
We want to thank you for listening to Single, Saved, and Growing.
Remember, you won't always be single, but you'll always be growing. This episode is part of the Breaking Ice, Building Bridges community podcast platform.
Brought to you by Possibilities.